The one time I get my prediction spot on, I don't put a bet on. Every other time I put a bet on, but this time, put on Twitter, 4-1 final result with Van Persie to score for Fenerbahce. What happens? 4-1 and Van Persie scores for Fenerbahce. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyhow, aside from that, very, very happy with that performance. The thing is, Jose Mourinho is crucified when he plays defensive football, but you have to look at it sensibly. In tough away games, it's fair enough. Grind out the nil-nils. Yes, they're boring to watch, but grind out the results. Better getting a point than a loss, of course. And that's only against the top-end teams when you're playing away. Every other game, so that includes away games at everyone else, home games, even against the top sides, we play an attacking brand of football, which I'm happy with. You've got to have different plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, during a season. I mean, look at Man City yesterday. They tried to go gung-ho against Barcelona and they lose 4-0. Like, is that what we would have wanted against Liverpool? No. I know they're a bit, obviously the class is ridiculously different, but I'm on about like styles. But anyhow, enough of that. We're on about the Fenerbahce game. So 4-1, a terrific display. It took us a while to get into the game, to be fair. It was a bit slow, but once we did, the goals came in thick and fast. And the first one, a fantastic ball from Michael Carrick, who was in this lineup. And Mata takes it down well, and he's just basically bundled to the floor. It's a soft penalty, but it's definitely a penalty. And Rooney's about to take the penalty, and Pogba has a little word with him. And because Rooney's the captain, I agree with what Owen Hargreaves said at halftime. I think Pogba was, down on confidence, so Rooney recognises that as captain, gives him the penalty. What happens? He's vindicated. It's a fantastic penalty, and obviously we'll move on to the third goal after the second one. But the second goal is another fantastic ball by Juan Mata. Martial, the first run he made, like, inside the whole, up until that point. And he takes it in really, really well, and he's completely clattered. This one's a red card foul, but the referee's a bit lenient. I'm not really too bothered because we won 4-1 anyway, but the player, I think it's Kajar, gets a yellow card. Martial takes the penalty, the same side as Pogba, scores 2-0, fantastic. And it doesn't end there in the first half. Some brilliant play. I think Rooney wins the ball back, passes it in to Lingard, a one-touch pass to Pogba. And Pogba with a 25-yard banger outside the box. 2 goals for Pogba. He's only scored 3 European goals prior to this game, so he now has 2 for United. It's Europa League, of course, but it's still Europe. So now he has 5, and I think this either makes him second or third highest scorer at Manchester United this season. And the way the media would have you tell it, he's probably... Well, he's nowhere near that. He's like one of our worst players, judging by the media. But he was absolutely terrific in this game. Very, very happy with Pogba's display. This is why Jose Mourinho played him. A lot of eyebrows were raised. Would he be rested? Why isn't he being rested for Chelsea? But he's used it as a confidence booster, and it's worked wonders. Of course, we haven't played Chelsea yet, so we'll see what happens there. But it's certainly his best performance in the United shirt. Very, very good goal, and obviously a brace because the penalty. But in the second half, straight away pretty much, it's fantastic play again outside the box. The ball finds its way to Lingard, and Lingard smashes one into the bottom left. Fantastic goal. 2 fantastic goals and 2 fantastic passes for the 2 penalties. So it was terrific, 4-0. And after that, we kind of shut out the game. Fosu Mensah came on for Pogba in the midfield, which is nice to see because I think he's a little bit wasted at right back. He can play there, but he's better when he's in the midfield, and he's a workhorse, so he runs all over. And he could have had a goal really late on, but anyhow, the goal for Fenerbahce, which, you know what, I applauded. Like, I like Van Persie. Of course I do. That season that he had with us, that he basically won us the title single-handedly, and it's a shame that he didn't have more years with Sir Alex Ferguson, because I'm sure he would have been as good. But, he gets his goal. It's a nice run to the box by him, to be fair. Good ball in, and he taps it in. 4-1. And, we're 4 goals up, so we're not really bothered about conceding a goal. And, that's the final score. 4-1. Van Persie scores on his return home, and it's a very solid display. So now we're second, only because Feyenoord's head-to-head record, because they beat us. So we're second on 6 points, I think. Fenerbahce are on 4, Feyenoord are on 6, and Zoya are on 1. I think. So, yeah, it looks as though we are going to qualify. Of course, our next game after this is Chelsea away. Then we've got Man City in the Cup. Then Burnley at home, I think. I'm not sure when the next Europa League game is. I think it's after the Burnley game, which of course is the return leg. So it's Fenerbache versus Manchester United. So yeah, we'll go to Istanbul and play them there. So it's good to finally actually see a fantastic performance in Europa League, because the last two just looked like a training session. We couldn't be arsed. We played strong lineups, but we just didn't care. And this game, we've shown that we do care about competition, and hopefully we can go very far in it. So bring on Chelsea Sunday. Cannot wait. Maybe we'll see a defensive style. The chances are we'll see a defensive style, but differences. Martial might be in the lineup, and I think that could be a key difference. But anyhow, I'll do a match preview on that. We'll see what happens with Mkhitaryan, whether he makes the bench. The latest I want to see him play, the absolute latest, I want to see him in the starting lineup is against Burnley. Ideally against Man City. Don't think he will in Chelsea, but he might make the bench. But anyway, this is dragging on too long, so hopefully you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and yeah, peace.